Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente yo-yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 658, primarily in a row. My name's Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. Hey, it's Wednesday. That means it's a hump day. Hump day. That's for you, Aunt Barb. I'm so busy, I'm going to rush through this, so try to keep up. Hey, it's August the 5th, 2020. It's a work day. I've got work to do, so let's do it. First things first, still the realist. I am also busy, all right? Remember, for like 6 months, I'm like, man, nothing going on, blah, blah. I got lots going on right now. Very, very busy. Not only has work picked up substantially, but we're getting ready to go back to school. We got football practice, got a lot going on. So let's do it. Let's do our work. Real talk. Don't provide another example of a stereotype. Don't be the person, right? Don't be the guy that beats his wife when, just whatever it is, right? And what I'm talking about, the thing that really got me fired up recently was that we had a situation here in Tulsa where we had all of this positive momentum and energy around Black Lives Matter. Then we have a couple cases, one in particular, of black folk killing other black folk over just an argument, right? And again, the purpose of me bringing this up is I need everybody to understand, even if you don't, right? Even if you don't want to admit it, that there is racism all around us, right? We got white people that look at stories like that, like, well, look, if Black Lives Matter, why are black people killing each other? Like, I agree, right? Black people need to understand that Black Lives Matter. And they need to understand that when I kill somebody else and treat like their life doesn't matter, then I'm just perpetuating that stereotype that even though we say Black Lives Matter, they don't really matter. So stop doing it, right? Stop doing it. Because what happens is that then when you have a situation like we had here in Tulsa, where you have a white guy who shoots a couple white police officers, and then a white guy comes and picks them up, then they're not above reproach, right? Like you'd be like, look, we also have to live by these same rules that every human life matters, and people that don't think that way should not be allowed to function with the rest of us. My plea, again, don't provide another example, right? Same goes for you at work, right? Like I'm in sales, right? I just responded to a questionnaire, I guess you would say, with a bunch of, just negative feedback about, the salespeople in my organization, right? Why would I bring that up? Is because that I sit there and read some of that stuff and I'm like, don't give them another example. You can do 1,000 things right. If people decide that things are one way, you have to do the opposite, right? Don't give them another example. Like, there you go. There's another example of a lazy salesperson just throwing something over the wall and hoping that something great comes back. Just don't do it. Let's do our thank yous, and then we're done for the day. Number one, God has been good to us in the good times and the bad. Number two, be thankful that you don't live in Beirut. Did you see that explosion? Awful. Awful. Been on daddy duty the last couple days. I have stuff for each kid. So Sam, I'm thankful that he's not hurt badly, but he hurt his ankle. And I can just see that like he really wants to play. He really wants to practice, but he just can't. And it's going to make him love the game that much more. I'm thankful for Addison. She's so sweet. And I can just see that she's ready for like some communal stimulation, right? Like she's ready to get out of this house. She's ready to, her and Jack are just on each other. But I'm just so thankful that she's here because, I'm like, when she's here with me, like she knows that she can just talk to me. And some of the things we talk about are awesome. Just so thankful for her. I'm thankful for Jack. And I got to tell you guys this story. So again, if you go back in the Wayback Machine about a year ago, right? Jack was going through his assessments, right? And his assessments, there were a couple things. Number one is that he couldn't transition from one thing to another without just completely losing it. And then when he did, he had a lack of empathy when responding to other people, punching, pulling hair, biting, stuff like that. And the last thing is that he was nonverbal. He didn't use his words, right? He still makes noises and does stuff like that, but it's just so much better. And so again, with that as the backdrop that, Jack was nonverbal, right? Jack is definitely verbal now. And so last night after practice, we're running around. Practice goes till after 7:30. The kids are hot. They're emotional. They're tired, right? So we go through the drive-thru and we're at, we actually went to two restaurants, right? Waiting in the drive-thru and he wanted his chicken nuggets, right? and his chicken nuggets weren't coming out enough. And so there was a lull in the conversation. We're just sitting there, and all of a sudden Jack says, "Where are my fucking chicken nuggets?" And I was like, what did he say? Right? And so I'm not going to say what he was trying to say, but Jack's C's and K's come out as T's, right? Like he likes melt, not milk, right? So he always gets those two. So when he's saying futting, you know what he's talking about. Not gonna lie, it was hilarious, right? It was hilarious because he used it in proper context, right? Like, and he was mad. He's like, "Where are my chicken nuggets?" And so I'm thankful that Jack is now speaking clearly, right, or as clearly as he can at this age. We'll work with him on dropping the up bombs, but man, just the change in that boy in a year has been amazing. I'm thankful for a couple of kids that are on Sam's team. They got nicknames: Chewy, Cholo, right? And two brothers, and man, their life is so completely different than ours, right? Like when we go to pick them up, it's in a completely different neighborhood. Their life, and so I tell my kids, I'm like, look, you need to understand. Take a look around you, right? This is how other people live. Every time you think you have a bad life, look at theirs. And here's the other thing that I'll tell you is those two boys are some of the hardest workers on the team. Never played football before, but never complain. They're out of shape, man. They're big boys and everything, but just love it. So thankful and I told Sam last night, I'm like, look, we need to make sure that those guys are a part of our life for a long time. We can help them and they can help us, right? Because there's nothing like some perspective of somebody that looks around and says, "Oh my God, this is amazing." But yeah, that's how you live every day, right? Talking to myself too. Regression to the mean, right? RTM. So, a lot of energy at work right now, a lot of energy at football, and people come out of the gate strong, right? Like, oh man, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Man, over time, there's a regression to the mean, right? They get to a certain point, like, okay, let's just go back to just being ourselves. So, again, much like the representative, if you see somebody or something, you're like, man, is that got legs? Is that going to, just give it a minute, right? Don't make your decision based off of what you see day one or day two or day three. Just give it some time. See who keeps showing up. See who keeps bringing that energy. Who keeps trying to get better. Continuous improvement. I'm thankful for the opportunities that are in front of me. As I said, I'm very busy right now. This is a great time to just bust through. I'm thankful for today. I'm thankful for whatever tomorrow brings. I'm thankful for it all, forever. 2 + 2 = 5. With that, we're done. Hands up. Peace out. We're better together. Appreciate you stopping by on a hump day. We'll be back tomorrow on Thank Yous Thursday. We'll see you then. Deuces. #Real Talk. Love you guys.